I mean, I think if you're honest and you're dedicated to your craft, you can succeed. Just be a good human in Key West, and build your support system and your network. And I mean, one of the first things I did was join the Chamber of Commerce and just start networking, the Business Guild, the Attractions Association, the Lodging Association, just meet all those people.
Key West Porch Talk, your home navigator. From the keys to the seas, it's all a thrill. With Ea Ruth, your trusted realtor.
I'm Ea Ruth, your Keys to the Seas realtor with LaFreno Real Estate at 1120 Duval Street in downtown Key West, Florida. And you are listening to Key West Porch Talk, where we have conversations with the people who live, work, and play in Key West. And today, I bet you're wondering, how does it happen? All those events that are being planned in Key West, all the iconic events, who's behind all that? Well, I have someone that can tell you all about it. I have Nadene Grossman-Orr with me today, and she's going to talk about these iconic Key West events. Nadene, thank you so much for joining me.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. Yes, there's something to do every weekend here in Key West. We certainly have some amazing festivals and events. I'd like to say, yes, I am behind many of those iconic ones. There are still many more that are outside of my scope, but we sure have a lot of fun things to plan in Key West.
Well, I want to hear a little bit about your involvement, but first, tell me a little bit about your journey and how you ended up in Paradise and the moment you knew that this island would be your home.
It's a great story, really. I went to school upstate New York, grew up on Long Island, and upstate New York, went to college, got an art degree. My mother wanted me to have a business degree, but I got an art degree, and I got a summer job in an art gallery on Long Island, Port Jefferson, and selling art to the tourists there. And the owner of the gallery opened up one on Duval Street and said, "Hey, would you come down and run this gallery for me while I go on my honeymoon?" And I said, "Well, that sounds all right, So I did.
One end of the East Coast to the other.
Right, one island to there's lobster at both ends, a little different. But yep, I got to Key West. I had this great little apartment and this cool little car, and I had a gig in a cool gallery in the 800 block of Duval Street.
Wow.
And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I loved all the people that I met while I was here. It was just supposed to be 2 weeks. So I did that for 2 weeks. And then I was like, I think this is my place. I fell in love with it. And I packed up a couple of more suitcases, and he ended up driving them down, and that was it.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. 2 weeks after that, I was a full-time Key West resident.
Wow, that's a great story. And what year was that?
91.
Oh, fabulous.
Yep.
Time to be in Key West from what I've heard.
Oh gosh, yeah, it was a pretty different place back then, but it was fabulous.
That's great. So you knew immediately.
I did. I feel like I did. At least a couple of days in, I was like, wow, I could live here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
That's so great.
Yeah.
That's great. So now that you've lived here for quite a while, you've raised a family, you've built roots. So what has that experience done to you, and why do you stay?
Oh gosh, I can't imagine being anywhere else, really. I think not even any place else in Florida, and I just love the small town. I love the community. I love the arts and culture and the activities. And I love all the connections that I've made here. I worked in a lot of different industries before I landed where I'm at. I worked in the Hog's Breath Saloon as a cocktail waitress. I crewed on the Sebago catamarans. I worked for Fury. I worked at the Hilton, which is now Opal Key. I was part of the opening hotel team there. So I've been a concierge and cocktail server and crew, the 3 C's of hospitality, I call it. And that's how I, cut my teeth. And a lot of the people that I met in all those years doing those jobs, I'm still working with now.
Right.
In my current role.
Right. Well, that's the Key West way, though. That's what they say. You work a lot of different jobs to live in paradise.
Yep. Thankfully now I have just one. It keeps me busy enough.
But it's a big one.
It is a big one.
Yeah.
It is.
And so. Besides, having a big job and lots of work, you have children.
Yes, just one little
Okay.
Amazing daughter, Meredith. She's in school at Sigsbee and graduating 6th grade, and it's just there's nothing like it. I love having a family here. I love the sense of community. It's pretty funny because I think for a lot of time I didn't even realize there were people with families here. I was so disconnected from it. But then once you have a kid, you're all involved in the sports and the connection and the activities. And, it's just a great place to be a kid.
Yeah. So what about that experience for your daughter? I mean, compared to, let's say, your experience growing up as a kid, and she's here in paradise, living in Key West.
Yeah, she doesn't know any other way.
Right.
She loves it. She's I feel like kids in Key West are really open-minded and well-rounded and creative. And, I'm an older parent compared to some of her other parents. So she's really, really assimilated. Like, she can have conversations with adults, and she compliments and, has a conversation with everyone she meets everywhere she goes. And she's just outgoing, fun.
Yeah, I think that, it just gives us a position with our children to just kind of be open.
Yeah.
Just see things differently.
Absolutely.
Because we are such a diverse community.
In a small little place. She gets to, meet and see every aspect of the community, and she loves all people, everyone, it's a great way to grow up.
That's great. Yeah, it's a great community for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you're behind a lot of the, a handful. And I don't know exactly how many.
All right.
But I know it's Key Lime Festival.
Yes.
Fantasy Fest.
Yes.
Songwriters Festival. Yes. Taste of Key West.
Those are the biggies.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We hit the big ones.
You did. Yes.
Grand Slam. So how did all of that begin?
Oh, goodness. Well, I've always loved coordinating. My degree in college was art and sociology, and I really liked advertising and the creative process. And I'm always thinking of new ways to do things and creative ways to look at things and take them apart. And I've just always been a planner. Okay. So it kind of evolved naturally. I didn't get a degree in event planning. It just seemed to suit me, the way my brain works, I guess, which is kind of crazy. But I love it. I love the creative process. Some events I've created from the beginning. Some events I've taken over and reinvented and reimagined.
Right. Sure. So which one did you start from the beginning?
Well, the Songwriters Festival, really, I've been involved in the beginning since that one. That was, we just celebrated 30 years.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yep. And
they're all big. Oh, my
goodness. That's my most challenging, and the one I'm probably most passionate about is the Songwriters Festival. And I was the first year I was involved, there were 8 artists, and now there are 250.
Oh, fabulous.
So we have grown that, just adding hotel partners and venue partners and bar partners, and it's just magical, that festival. It's as much fun for the songwriters as it is for the fans.
Yep.
Because Key West, the way it is, it's all small stages and these intimate settings, where it's as easy for the songwriters to network with other songwriters and be inspired and be creative. Of course, Key West is an inspiring, creative place anyway, with the likes of Hemingway and Tennessee Williams and all the, wonderful musicians that have come, Jimmy Buffett, and, it's just an inspiring place for them to be. But they're up close and personal with their fans too.
Absolutely. And the fans love that. They just love the feeling of being a part of that whole experience.
Absolutely.
Right there, happening right in front of them.
All the great little beautiful stages, beaches, boats, our popular bar venues, and of course all the hotel partners that help house all those artists all week, and then the theaters, a little bit of everything. It's just magical. It's I'm humble about it because I can't even take all the credit. Key West is an enormous part of why that festival is so successful. It just works. People want to come to Key West. The songwriters are delighted to be here. It's an incentive trip for them. It's fun. It's fun for them.
Any creative wants to be in Key West, whether they're a musician, an artist, a chef, what have you. It's just a perfect place for being creative, for sure.
Agreed.
But we have the Key Lime Festival coming up.
Yeah.
July.
4th of July weekend, always over 4th of July. And we rival that hot dog eating contest. And we're much smarter about that. And we eat key lime pie. So 4th of July is our key lime pie eating championship. It's hilarious. Really, the whole premise, I think, of the Key Lime Festival. Not only celebrating key lime, of course, and key lime pie, but it's just silly and it's good fun. And it's just we just create a lot of joy.
Right. And you have a few days that you go on.
Right. This year it'll be the 1st through the 5th.
Okay.
It's always the 5 days over the 4th of July with the pie eating championship on the 4th of July. But we have a sip and stroll. We have a cocktail tour, key lime cocktail tour of Key West. We have a pie hop, which is the history of the key lime pie in Key West and all the different ways that people make it and enjoy it.
Different too in different venues.
Yes, yeah, sample great. Different pies all around the island. We have a Hot Wheels wheeling and dealing Hot Wheels adult size Hot Wheel race. It's just a lot of fun. Key lime dinners and culinary experiences. It's educational and of course it's delicious.
And it's delicious. Yeah, that's yes. Right. Exactly. So so that's coming up in July, mm-hmm. And then I think what's next? Fantasy Fest?
Yes, of course. You know, we work on Fantasy Fest year round. It's a biggie.
It's a huge festival.
Yep. It's been going on a long time. Originated in '79, so this is 47 years of Fantasy Fest. And
it's still going strong.
It's right? Still going strong. I mean, it is a bucket list event for a lot of people. It is. It's so important to the local community as well as the folks that come. It's a really slow summer months, and then we have this crazy big island-wide festival, and the whole island is full, and everyone's busy and back to work, and making some good money again. All of the frontline industry service workers, and are grateful for that week. I know, and it's a lot of fun. None of the events that I produce would be successful if we didn't have the support of the local community.
Oh, and definitely Fantasy Fest is there's locals involved in that. They love to participate in the bike ride and just,
they're building costumes all year long,
correct,
some of them.
exactly.
And I know I get texts at the most random times. We just came up with our idea for the float. We're so excited. And they want to get, first dibs on it so we don't have two people with the same.
I know. Besides the bike ride and the parade, I mean, it's such a big involvement of the community.
Oh yeah, the masquerade march and the masquerades and the costume parties and the tutu party, and it's 10 days. One of
those weekly events that goes on.
And of course, we crown a king and queen for Fantasy Fest, which is a huge fundraiser for the Florida Keys SPCA. And so many nonprofits benefit during the week. I mean, Reef Relief and Womankind and Moat, and the list goes on and on and on. There are so many nonprofits that host events that week. The benefits.
Well, we have a captive audience of locals and visitors.
Yes.
And what better way to support the community and all the events than to have a charity event?
Yes, I'm very, very much about community involvement and support and giving back wherever I can.
I know. So what do you think it is that is key to these events that brings people back year after year? The uniqueness of them. I mean, because they are unique, and every year they're just a little bit different. Right.
Well,
so maybe it's that anticipation of what's next.
Something to look forward to, and a really fun reason to come to Key West. But with Fantasy Fest, I know it's that we have a new theme every year. Yeah. So the schedule will be, largely similar from year to year. However, we come up with a new theme, and we call out to the community and all of our festival fans to submit their ideas for a theme. And we have a big old meeting. Sometimes we get 300 or 400 suggestions.
Oh, wow. When do you make that decision?
We'll decide in September.
Okay.
And then we announce it on the last night of Fantasy Fest.
For the following year.
Right after the parade, we'll announce the theme for the following year. Right. So, this year it's musical icons and iconic musicals.
Oh, musical icons and iconic musicals.
People are having a lot of fun with
that. Bet. Yes. Bring your best costume.
That's the whole idea. That's our premise in choosing a theme. It has to be broadly open to creative costuming. That's right. That's our goal.
Oh, I love it. And the nice thing about the bike ride, the bike parade, is that the kids are involved, the families are involved.
Sure,
very exciting.
There are several parts of Fantasy Fest that are family friendly. The pet masquerade, that's on Wednesday, and that's a great family event. And of course, we've got Children's Day on Sunday with Historic Tours of America.
My goodness, so much. And what are the dates again in October? Because it's right near
Oh
the end
gosh,
of the month.
17th to the 25th, I think.
Yeah, I think
We'll have to
that's
check.
about
I have
right.
Key Lime Festival in
I
my
know, because that's right around the
programmed in
corner.
my brain at the minute. So yeah.
Anything special in Key Lime Festival this year that you can let us know about?
Oh gosh, we're always trying to add a few new things. There are some new culinary experiences on the schedule, and we of course David Sloan as one of the founders of the festival, and we always incorporate him. And being the 250th anniversary celebration over this 4th of July, he's got a really cool event at the Key West Firehouse Museum.
Oh, great.
And he'll be giving a keynote speech to kick off the festival. We kick off on a Wednesday night in front of the Avalon, our hotel partners, Southernmost and the Marker, big hotel partners of mine, and we close the street there and have a key lime.
Oh, excellent.
Kickoff.
And what time is that?
Oh, goodness.
Around
5 o'clock. I think it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good time to have a kickoff.
I think so.
To that.
Good.
That'll be great. So when you're creating an event, what's the very first thing you think about?
I see events inside out. I think I see all the things that I see the logistics, and I see all the things that could go wrong, and I see, and I'm always troubleshooting, especially as an event gets closer. I'm like thinking about, weather backups and, what if this and what if that. And I'm always thinking of, all the things that that nobody else thinks about, like the things that make it look easy and the things that make that week go so smoothly for everybody to have a great experience. Like the Songwriters Festival is a great example. This was the 30th anniversary. It was a really fantastic week in Key West, and nothing went wrong, knock on wood. And nothing, and nothing that I couldn't, stop and fix before anybody knew.
Reroute it.
Right. So
you needed to do.
I think that, it's funny. It's even when I attend a cocktail party or a wedding or, somebody, I'm like looking, oh gosh, somebody's going to trip on that. And this is, like I see things weirdly.
Okay,
but I think it makes me a better event planner.
That's exactly right, because you can see the stuff that most people wouldn't even think about.
Yes.
And then everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, it's like a little play in my head. I can walk through the whole festival and flow through it in my mind, and just,
Oh, that's great.
Troubleshoot it all before it even happens.
That's great. So what's one event moment over the years that stands out to you? It could be a oops. Or that would be a fun one. Yeah. Have you had a big oops that you went?
Thankfully, not really. Nothing that I haven't been able to save. I have with.
Well, let's hear one that you saved.
So no, I just people last minute not being able to get to town in time, or just being able to pivot and get creative.
Right. If somebody's on the schedule and they can't make it, you have to put somebody else in, I suppose.
Yeah, but big moments, I can say probably I've met a lot of really cool people doing what I do. The Songwriters Festival is the most obvious example, but back in the beginning when there were 8 artists and the next year there were 35, I used to pick them all up in my own car.
Oh.
So I have picked up Chris Stapleton and his wife Morgan. I picked up Casey Musgraves and Maren Morris, and we had Luke Combs down here before anybody knew who he was. So a lot of those really cool moments come from the Songwriters Festival.
And people can say they saw them when.
Exactly.
In Key West,
before anybody knew. Yeah, I can still close my eyes and hear Chris Stapleton singing. It was a show we had back then in the Tropic Cinema.
Oh, okay.
And the room was like, yes, you could hear their breath. Like people were just knew they were listening to something great.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Yeah. So you did Taste of Key West this year, and it was a big hit, right?
It was great. We got to make it bigger and better, or just tweak things so that it flows more smoothly every year. And this year was a great year for Taste of Key West. That's an event that started before my time. I used to volunteer at it. I was a past queen of Fantasy Fest.
Oh,
So I was
congratulations.
very involved in with A.H. Monroe at the
Uh-huh.
time was the beneficiary. And so since I ran for queen, I just continued volunteering and working with them all through the years. And when the opportunity arose and they needed someone to take the lead on Taste of Key West, I was like, all right, I'll put
Yay.
my hat in that ring. And yeah, we've, increase the participation from the restaurants and the support from Republic National. It's a big grand tasting event for them.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I mean, 80 wines and 50 beers and about 40 restaurants is always our goal. And we always try to reach out to the new restaurants in
Yes.
town because the locals love that.
Yes.
That is definitely a locals see and be seen and come out and,
It's a big event.
you run into people you don't get to see, so often when you're at that event and
With a plate in one hand, a glass of wine in the other.
right, and you're just saying hello with your eyes, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. And we always try to get the newest restaurants that have just arrived on the scene to come out and feature, their menus to the locals. And but gosh, we had perfect weather this year. It was a delightful,
good attendance.
Great attendance. We have a VIP tent, and that sold out, and it was a great success.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So, which event are you most excited about?
Which one am I most excited about? Gosh, it's always like
kind of a toss-up because they're all just so much fun.
I guess it's the one that's coming up next.
Yes. There you go.
I'm most excited about the one that's like, it's
Right in
coming
your head.
together in my brain right now. Yeah, we're working really hard on Key Lime right now to get all of those things lined up, and the new merchandise ordered and everything here in time, and all the details are coming together, and it's exciting, and people are getting excited, and the tickets are on sale, so I can watch the ticket count flurry. I was looking at it this morning, and there's people from all over the United States.
Oh, that's great.
Like, it just makes my heart happy, and it's just silly, fun week of creative things. Have you ever done the pie drop?
I have not. I've only been here a few years, so I'm still playing catch up.
So, in school, and the kids build a contraption to protect an egg, and then they throw it off the roof, right, or whatever, the third floor balcony or wherever they throw it from. Well, we build a contraption to protect a 5-inch key lime pie, and they are the most creative and clever contraptions you ever want to see. And there's prizes for decoration and for the scientific nature of it. And then they climb up to the top of the Key West Lighthouse, and they chuck that pie contraption off the top of the lighthouse. And there's a bullseye below, and the goal is to get the contraption and the pie as close to the target and intact as possible.
That doesn't always happen. I can only imagine.
No, rarely happens. And it's hilarious. And I bring out a bunch of the science teachers from the local schools to judge the contraptions and measure the distance. And it's just ridiculously silly and laughter for hours. And it's a lot of fun.
And it gets a big attendance because people really want to see that pie coming down off the lighthouse.
It's just silly. Like, you can't have a bad time watching these things happen. It's hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's good. Excellent tip. So I know that you have a lot of planning that goes into these events, and you get it going in your head. So is it a combination of logistics and storytelling?
Oh gosh, always. I mean, always. Like, keeping David Sloan, of course, involved in Key Lime is just so important for me. And he's, written these wonderful books, and he's so passionate about the history, and he turns that history he's just such a great storyteller. And so it's a great partnership, really. He loves that I've taken over the ownership and the planning of Key Lime, and then he just shows up and gets to be brilliant.
Right.
And he can spin a story, and he helps us with all the scripts for everything. So, you can,
being a writer, that's helpful.
That creativity flows through so thoughtfully. Like, every detail is really, we think about it. Like, you'd laugh if you saw my Amazon shopping cart recently, because I'm buying like green cowbells and flags and clipboards and like just silly green things to create more joy and more excitement. And then the events are so visually fun. You can't take a bad picture that week. There's just so many fun things, and people love to get costumed. Yes, yeah. I mean, they get costumed and do a sip and stroll, and it's a lot of fun. The kids get to build costumes that go with their pie drop contraption.
Oh, fun. I didn't know that. That's great.
It's great. It's so fun.
Yeah. great.
Key West loves the costume.
We love to dress up for our events, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Most people say that their closet in Key West is full of costumes, not clothes.
Right.
That's
Yep.
it.
Bins. I have
we
bins.
have space for something, it's going to be the costumes.
Exactly. I have bins and bins of costumes.
Yes.
And I have like a storage shed behind my office
Right.
full of Fantasy Fest and Key Lime and all the props and all the stuff that we haul out for every festival is tucked neatly into the
Of course it is.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that you have run We've Got the Keys.
Yes.
And I'm not familiar with that, so I'd like you to tell me a little bit about that and how that interacts with everything else that you do.
Right. Yeah. So year round, that's my gig. We've Got the Keys is an incentive travel company. We plan incentive travel programs for corporate groups or social groups that are bringing their team to Key West. It could be top producers. It could be a sales trip where people are, meeting other sales agents, or they're all the top sales, winners for a company. All different aspects, all different organizations, you name it. All different types of industries and businesses. They come and reward their top producers. Yeah. Groups usually range from 25 to 250 people. And we detail their programs for them, their experience in Key West, from their airport transportation and their hotel accommodations, welcome gifts, turn down gifts, award dinners, receptions and things off site. We use a lot of the historic venues, the Hemingway and Truman's Little White House, Audubon Gardens, the oldest house, and we
believe you do this
put together. Yeah, it's the fun this year round. We do that. So, and it's a lot of fun, and we just create a great experience and always try to curate something for these groups that they couldn't stumble upon themselves.
Right. No,
so it's always a little extra. We bring in a historian or a behind the scenes tour at Mel Fisher's, or, and we incorporate all of these experiences with their little turn down gifts and items and takeaways that they get to take home and remember their time in Key West.
Oh, that's great. So it's called We've Got the Keys. Right. And how do people get a hold of that if someone's listening and they're like, oh, I want to take my group and celebrate in Key West?
Bring them down. That's our website. We've got thekeys.com, and you can find us there. You can find us on our social media. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and we're pretty easy to find.
Yeah, We've Got the Keys. That's a great name.
I love it. The business was founded in 2004, so we've been around a long time. And of course, to me, it just meant we've got the keys, like the Florida Keys.
Yeah.
But some people do think we're a locksmith. We get
or
a lot of
a real estate firm.
Or right, yeah, we've got the keys. Yeah, all right, we'll strike a deal when they're looking.
I'm the keys to the seas.
There you go. See, it's sketchy.
That's right. I love it. That's great. So, what advice would you give someone who's hoping to build a business or consider moving here? Because you've got business experience. You own your own business. You moved here. You fell in love. You raised a family.
Yes.
You've done it all. You've done the full circle.
I think if you're honest and you're dedicated to your craft, you can succeed. Just be a good human in Key West, and build your support system and your network. And one of the first things I did was join the Chamber of Commerce and just start networking, the Business Guild, the Attractions Association, the Lodging Association. Just meet all those people, because every connection you make is gonna,
because it's all relationship based.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're a community of relationships, that's for sure.
And if you're, you're good on your word, if we can hold you to it, and you produce a great product or event, then you're gonna succeed.
That's fabulous advice. That's really good advice for anybody doing anything.
Yeah, right. Anywhere.
Yeah,
it applies anywhere.
That's
I think it's just more prevalent here in Key West. It's such a network of talented people. I'd be nothing without my team and all of the vendors and the creatives that come out and participate. Really, I guess I'm just always appreciative and grateful for them. I'm in awe of them too. The folks that build costumes for Fantasy Fest, and the folks that want to come out in the 4th of July heat in Key West and put on a cheerleader costume and help, make more people happy. I'm just always so grateful for all those folks.
We have wonderful community. So, you ever take a day off?
I did. I just did. I took a day
yay.
off, but if it's not like Publix and laundry and like the household stuff, I did. Every now and then I am reminded about how beautiful Key West is and why I live here. Go sit
you
by
have
the.
to take a moment to enjoy it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you enjoy it because you seem like you're very happy about everything that you do.
Oh.
But getting out like in the water, maybe you're on a boat.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe a massage.
I'm overdue. I got the massage thing covered every month. I'm got to do that, but I'm overdue for a boat trip. I do love being out on the water.
Yeah. Well, it's coming up. Boat season's coming up.
Yes.
People love boat season in June.
Yes.
And then, speaking of the key lime pie, do you have a favorite, or probably something
that is somebody's gonna find me later and stab me with a fork if I say. You know what? I do have several favorites.
Several. There we go. That's it.
I always tell everyone they've got to go get a chocolate dipped key lime pie on a stick at Kermit's because that is unique and fabulous and delicious.
And unique.
And one of my new favorites, really, that I've been so impressed with is the Key West Cooking School.
Oh, yes.
That key lime pie is just really, really different and fabulous and delicious.
Tasty.
It's like not too much meringue, and it's like just cooked. It's really, really unique.
Really,
and
really
good.
Yeah.
And of course, my parents love the Blue Heavens key lime pie with the Mile High meringue. It's just everyone's got their favorite.
Yeah, they have the one at the bakery up on Green. They have a coconut key lime pie. That's unique.
Oh yeah, so the Key Lime Pie Company, right?
Yes.
They provide our pies for the pie drop, and they're a big partner for the Key Lime Festival too. We love
Green Street. We have 3 pie companies, right?
You can't choose a favorite really because they're all really good. Everybody
just try them all.
Right.
There you go. That's the way to do it. So, and then we already covered the dates of the event, so everybody's aware of that.
If I got those right? I think I did.
We know it's the July for Key Lime Pie.
Always
Key Lime
4th of July.
And we know that it's late October.
Yes.
For the Fantasy Fest.
Always, usually the last Saturday in October, except if that's going to be on Halloween. We always avoid Halloween, right? But all the dates, if you go to fantasyfest.com, the dates for the next several years are on that homepage.
Taste of Key West is in the spring.
The spring.
And then,
it's a Monday night.
Songwriters, we just had that.
Yep. It's usually over the 1st of May.
Yep.
So whatever that last Wednesday to Sunday so it starts in April.
But everybody can find you online.
Absolutely. Yes. And there's links to everything. Just come on down here and create some joy.
Great. Well, I'm going to move into our Truth or Tale part of the podcast.
Okay.
Do you have anything beforehand anything that you didn't talk about?
I don't think
we
so.
Covered a lot.
You did cover a lot. That was good.
Well, we have fun events, and I'm so glad that you're part of all of them.
It is a lot of fun. That's the name of the game for me. And there's so many other great events too in Key West, that I enjoy, like super boat races and the film festival and Just a Few Friends and
holiday parade.
Oh my gosh, the Christmas parade. Nobody puts on a Christmas parade like the city of Key West. It's fabulous. But
there's so much.
There really is.
So everybody that's listening, just make sure that you have it on your calendar to come visit at least once this year.
Absolutely.
And next year.
I think they should come twice because, how can you choose?
That's exactly right. So with our Truth or Tale, I'll ask you a question and you can respond by denoting the button.
All right, I'm ready.
Tale.
I think I got it.
All right. People come to Key West for vacation and leave wanting to stay forever.
I think that's true.
I think so,
that is for sure true. Yes, I think that they start worrying about having to leave and how can they
figure out a way to stay?
There's a book, Quit Your Job and Move to Key West, right? That's good advice.
Oh, and everybody should buy that book if you have that feeling.
Yes.
Key lime was invented in Cuba.
No, definite false. Well, they probably have key limes in Cuba. I'm sure they do. But key lime pie originated here in Key West, and you've got to come to the Key Lime Festival and hear the tale and the story and the history behind that right from David Sloan.
There you go.
Himself. Yes.
All right. We will do that. Putting on Fantasy Fest gets easier every year.
Nope. I think people think it should be like a rinse and repeat, but it is not. Every year it's a little different. Things change in Key West too. There's new management at hotels and venues and bars, and there's new players, and we're always trying to make it fresh and different. So
Excellent.
No.
We like that. Well, it's good to know that it's just, it takes a lot to put on a good show.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
The people are what make Key West magical.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
We all know that.
We talked about, yeah. If not for the locals and the creatives and the people who come to celebrate with us, I mean, that's what it's all about.
That's right. Every successful event has at least one behind-the-scenes moment nobody would believe.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of touch base on that, because you're thinking about all of them all the time.
Absolutely, yes, and that's what makes it great. That like it's done before nobody notices.
That's right. There's always more happening in Key West than locals can keep up with.
Yes,
I have to agree with that, because I'm a local, and
you've got choices, it's hard to choose, even when you're scheduling a 1-day event, you've really got to look at everybody's calendar.
Who's offering what?
Because there's so much going on.
There is.
Yeah.
Even in the summer.
Absolutely.
You have to remember that. It's not just the peak season.
It is year round.
All year round.
We sure do.
Planning an event in Key West requires just as much flexibility as organization.
Mm-hmm.
We did touch on that.
Yes,
sure.
Ma'am.
Fantasy Fest planning starts the month before Fantasy Fest begins.
How many times am I allowed to hit the button? Nope. I am already.
Thinking about
we're planning next year before this year happens. So
That's right.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we did touch base on that.
That takes a lot, and a lot of there's a big, master schedule, and we call out for art submissions for the poster contest and theme submissions for next year, and of course, we've got multi-year deals with the city of Key West to host the event and the sponsors,
so you've even got to plug those.
It's a lot.
You put it on a paper calendar, like a wall calendar, like people used to do visually?
I do have a wall calendar, but most frightening thing of this whole podcast is that most of it's in my brain.
Oh my goodness! We're gonna have to reel that out.
I have a great team, and we've over the years we've got some pretty good timelines, for the structure of the planning. Otherwise,
exactly. Crazy.
They'd go crazy.
So the Key Lime Festival is all about the pie, nothing else.
There's meals and culinary and creative, and we've had Mark House will get you a key lime tree and teach you how to grow key lime. You can imagine every creative.
It's more than just the pie.
It's more than just the pie.
But everybody has to enjoy the pie.
Yeah, I'd recommend at least once.
And raising a family in Key West feels different than raising one anywhere else.
I agree with that. Yes.
And one more, the magic of Key West is impossible to explain until you experience it yourself.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Well, this has been fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, all of the events. I can't wait. Now I have to go and see the pie drop. I had that on my list last year and I just didn't make it.
You got to build a contraption too.
Oh my goodness.
Think about your costumes. Yeah.
Get my grandson to help.
Yeah. Perfect. Now you have to.
Now
you're hooked in there.
Well, thank you again, Nadene. We definitely appreciate the time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This is Ea Ruth with the Keys to the Seas Realtor, and you were listening to Key West Porch Talk, which you can find on YouTube and Spotify. The new episodes drop on the 1st and the 15th of the month, but of course you can go back and watch the ones that you missed. Have a good day.